Words of a Father, Speaking Success into Posterity by Dr. Jonathan Shuma. Dedication. To every father, mentor, leader, and voice of influence, may your words build futures, ignite greatness, and plant generational seeds that never stop growing. Forward, every generation rises or falls on the words spoken over it. The quality of life a child eventually enjoys is often built on the architecture of instructions, blessings, corrections, and affirmations that came long before they understood their meaning. This book reveals the power of a father's words, natural, spiritual, or positional, and how those words shape destinies. Introduction. The echo that becomes a future. There are words that explain, and there are words that create. A father's voice is not merely sound, it is a prophecy, a foundation, and a compass. When a father speaks, heaven records, earth responds, and posterity is shaped. True success is never accidental. It is spoken, nurtured, transferred, and enforced through generational declarations. This book equips fathers, leaders, and visionaries with the wisdom to speak life intentionally into the future of their children, families, and spiritual lineage. Chapter 1. The Mantle of a Father's Voice. A father's words carry weight because they flow from identity, responsibility, and spiritual authority. In every household, the father is a gatekeeper, not just of physical protection, but of spiritual climate. A father's voice can establish identity, release confidence, create direction, break limitations, trigger potential, sustain legacy. When a father speaks blessings, he clothes his family with an invisible garment of possibility. When he speaks carelessly, he plants seeds of fear, confusion, or inferiority. A father's silence is also a voice. Silence can be interpreted as rejection, absence, or disapproval. Therefore, speaking intentionally is not optional. It is destiny work. Chapter 2, The Spiritual Power of Fatherly Declarations. Words from a father act like laws in the spiritual realm. They operate as covenants, contracts, prophecies, seeds, blueprints. Great destinies in Scripture were launched by the simple act of a father's blessing. Abraham blessing Isaac, Isaac blessing Jacob, Jacob blessing the 12 tribes, David leaving instructions for Solomon. These were not casual statements. They were generational decrees. A father's words can outlive him and still govern the success of descendants. Chapter 3, The Identity Code. Naming and framing a destiny. Every child grows into the meaning they repeatedly hear. Names are not labels, they are prophecies. Consistent affirmations become identity codes that frame expectations and behavior. A father must speak, identity, you are chosen. Value, you matter. Capacity, you have what it takes. Purpose, you are here for a reason. Destiny, your future is glorious. Children do not rise to pressure, they rise to identity. The right words unlock the inner script that governs their decisions. Chapter 4, Breaking Generational Limitations with Words. Many families carry invisible restraints, patterns of failure, fear, poverty, addiction, or stagnation. A father's words can demolish these inherited walls. A father must declare, "This cycle ends with me. My children will never struggle where I struggled. My lineage is aligned to God's purpose. We walk in abundance, not lack." Words are spiritual bulldozers. They excavate old foundations and prepare the ground for a new destiny. Chapter 5. The Mentoring Voice, Guiding without controlling. A father's job is not to design a child's life, but to guide them toward their own calling. Mentorship is successful when the mentor's voice becomes an inner compass. Mentorship is not about controlling decisions, creating clones, dictating careers. It is about providing wisdom, expanding vision, protecting potential, encouraging courage. A father speaks not to impose, but to awaken. Chapter 6, The Disciplining Voice, Correction that Builds. Discipline is not the absence of love, it is the expression of it. A father must correct in a way that builds rather than breaks. True discipline confronts behavior without cursing identity, points to consequences without shaming potential, inspires responsibility instead of fear. The right correction says, "You are better than this." Discipline should lift, not crush. Chapter 7. The Wise Man's Inheritance. Words that outlive wealth. Money fades, property depreciates. But words, especially those spoken by a father, grow more valuable with time. There are 3 inheritances every father must leave. 1. Identity. 2. Wisdom. 3. Blessing. Words can generate wealth long after material resources are gone. A father's counsel is a compass that never rusts. Chapter 8. The Blessing. A father's final gift to posterity. A blessing is not poetry. It is a spiritual transaction. A blessing is permission to succeed, activation of destiny, access to divine backing, empowerment for influence. Every child yearns for the words, "I bless you," because a blessing announces heaven's approval through a father's mouth. The blessing is the difference between a life of struggle and a life of ease. Chapter 9. The Legacy of Spoken Success. When a father speaks success honestly, consistently, and intentionally, he becomes an architect of generational greatness. Posterity rises when the father speaks. Vision, hope, courage, faith, wisdom, identity, purpose, blessing. Legacy is not what a father leaves for his children. It is what he leaves in them. Words are the most powerful inheritance. Chapter 10. Prayers, declarations, and affirmations for fathers. 1. Declaration over identity. My children will know who they are and walk confidently in their divine purpose. 2. Declaration over wisdom. They will have clarity, insight, and uncommon understanding. 3. Declaration over success. Everything my children touch will prosper. 4. Declaration over protection. No evil shall find a place in my lineage. 5. Declaration over destiny. The hand of God rests upon them forever. 6. Father's affirmation to his children. I love you. I believe in you. I stand with you. You are destined for greatness. These words become spiritual pillars for the next generation. Conclusion. The future listens to your voice. Posterity is shaped by what a father says consistently. Your words are building the world your children will live in. Speak life. Speak greatness. Speak success deliberately. Your voice is a prophecy. Write it with wisdom. Your words are seeds. Plant them with faith. Your declarations are foundations. Lay them with strength. Your children are listening. Heaven is listening. The future is listening. Speak success into posterity.